Good day everyone and welcome back. This is our second tutorial for the AutoCAD series. Previously we got a general view of the program and we learned some navigation skills. Today we are going to do the real stuff. So prepare yourself and let us start our lesson. In front of us is a typical engineering drawing which every engineering student is familiar with. It might be a bit strange to the non-engineering individuals, but don't worry much about it, as I will explain all the basic engineering concepts, and that's the purpose of this video. This drawing is what we call the orthographic projection. It is the way we engineers communicate any idea before production of any object or structure. Let us understand these components in this drawing. This is what we call the isometric view. It is the most three-dimensional view used to visualize an object. Then we have these drawings which depicts the different size of the object. So we have the top view which can be seen from this angle. Then we have the front view which can be seen from this angle. And lastly, the side view which can be viewed from this angle. This drawing will be used as a practicing material to understand the different tools in AutoCAD and how we are going to utilize them to reproduce the same drawing at the end of our series. But first, let us look at an animation which I have prepared to understand how engineers used to draw before the advent of computers and CAD software. The drawing board system. Traditionally, an architect or an engineer would produce his or her drawing using the drawing board. The drawing board consists of a table, which is called the drafting table, a set square, a T-square, and the drawing paper. These are basic tools used to create an engineering drawing. Once the paper is set, the T-square is moved vertically to draw horizontal lines, while the set square moves horizontally to produce vertical lines. It's a bit confusing, but if we take a look at this animation, we would understand the concept clearly. To draw a rectangle, the T-square moves up and down, and the set square sets against the T-square and slides left and right. We will move the T-square down and draw a horizontal construction line. Then the set square will slide against the T-square and draw two vertical construction lines. We'll move up the T-square to draw our last horizontal construction line. Then we will repeat the process and draw solid vertical and horizontal lines to form the rectangle. Alright, now that we have understood the drawing board system, let us go back to our drawing and examine the components. In our drawing we have the isometric view, the top view, the front view, and the side view. Okay? In this tutorial, we are going to draw the top view. So, this view is how we see the object from this angle. You can see from the top view that this portion is this one from the ISO view. And this portion is this one. Now, if we look at the dimension, we can see that from here to here is 50 units, and from here to here is also 50 units. Alright? Then from here to here is 30 units. Likewise, from here to here is 30 units, even though it's not mentioned in this view, as only the relevant dimensions from the top view are the length and the width of the object. So if I want to know this dimension without using the isometric view, I can check from the side view. The side view is this drawing. Now this view tells me that from here to here is 30 units, which is from here to here. let us draw this view. Let us draw this view, and for this to be done, we will be using three tools from the ribbon bar. The first tool is the line tool, used to set up the construction lines. The second tool is the rectangle tool, which will be the solid lines over the construction lines, which will create this shape. And last but not least is the offset tool. Another important section from this ribbon bar area in this tutorial is the properties section. This section is where I can modify the color of the lines I can also set the line weight from this drop menu, and I can even change the type of the line, whether it will be solid, continuous, broken line, or hidden line, etc. In today's lesson, we won't change the line type and we'll stick to solid lines. I will select the line to be yellow to differentiate between the construction lines and the final solid lines. Let us select the line tool from the ribbon bar. Notice that the cursor is asking me to specify my first point. Well, regardless of where I want to start my drawing, I can start here or here or here. Remember that this is my drawing area and I can draw wherever I want. I can even draw from the right section over here because you can move the drawing later. Let us specify our point. So when you click your first point, you'll notice that the line is following you wherever you move without holding your left click, and move freely. But in my case, I would like to have an accurate straight line. I can restrict the line movements using ortho mode. This is a system which AutoCAD has, which imitates the T and the set square from the drawing board. We can use ortho mode by clicking on this button from the status bar. This button says restrict the cursor orthogonally. If I click on it, you will see that the lines are now restricted to move vertically and horizontally, and I can't move sideways. So now let us select our second point. It doesn't matter where you extend your lines, as construction lines are deleted once used. Once you specify your second point, press enter and it will exit the line command tool. So to activate the line tool again, I will select it from the ribbon area, then repeat the second line and enter to exit the command. I will select, then draw the third line, then exit the command by pressing enter. This is how we use the line tool. Let us select the third line, which is not part of our drawing. Selection works as such. Click and drag to highlight what you want to select, then click again and it will select. Delete to remove the line. So here we have two lines, but the distance between them is not 25 units. Let us delete the line, since I drew this just to demonstrate how we use the line tool. The way I go about starting any drawing is to have vertical and horizontal line to have our first corner of the shape. Then I can offset the lines according to the dimension given. Now if I want to identify the 25 units width, I can use the line tool and draw anywhere a horizontal line and specify 20 units, then draw vertical line. But that's not how we professionally do it. We use the offset tool in such cases. Select the offset tool and it will ask you to specify the distance, which is 25 units. press enter, then it will ask you to select the object to offset. We want this line to offset to this end. So if you select, you can see that this gives you the option to go either ways. Let us select this end, then click to offset the line. The advantage of this tool is that you can create multiple offsets, which is easier than the line method which I showed you earlier. But we only need one. So enter to exit the offset command, then select the lines which you don't need and delete. Now we have defined the width of the object. Let us repeat the process and get the length defined as well. So how we are going to do it? Select the tool again, then type 50 units, then select the horizontal line and offset. I can go either this side or the other one. Let's select the upper side and click to have the second line at 50 units length. Finally, let us offset the third line. From the top view, we can't see the distance, so we will use the side view, which is this drawing, and as you can see, it tells us that from here to here is 30 units. Repeat the process again and select the horizontal bottom line and offset to the upper side to have the third line at 30 units length. Then enter to exit the command. Now as you can see, throughout the drawing process, I have been continuously using the navigation skills we've learned to maneuver through the drawing process. If you feel you are still not able to follow through, please go back and understand how it's done. I will select the rectangle tool to draw over the construction lines. When you select the tool, here it says specify the first corner. Click on the first corner, then drag and click on the second to create the rectangle. That's how we do it. But I want to change the color of the rectangle and also the weight of its line. So I will delete the rectangle, change the setting back to bilayer, which is the default setting shown in the white color. But when you print the drawing, it will be black. If we click on the line weight drop-down menu, you will see that it is bilayer and not in any specific thickness such as 0.05 millimeter, for instance. So I will select 0.30 millimeter to have a thicker line. And another important thing is to make sure that the line weight button from the status bar down here is turned on so that you see the difference in line weight. So I want this to be on. Let's select the rectangle tool again, then specify our first point here, then the second point down here, and there you have it. After that, we can select the line tool to draw the middle line. We click on our line, which is from here to here. Now notice that the line is still following our cursor. And for us to end the line command, we press enter, and that's it for our shape. You can see that we have reproduced the same shape from the drawing. Finally, we need to clean up our construction lines, and we have extended them intentionally so that it will be easier for us to select them without tampering with our new drawing over here. Click and drag to highlight, then click again to select and delete. That's it for our tutorial. We have finished the top view. In the next tutorial, we are going to project these two other views of the object using the top view we have created today. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.